Hello. Happy May Day. I'm a day late on that. It was yesterday. But where I was did not have very good signal at all. Um, I'd like to wish everybody a happy May Day, except for the United States. And let me brush you up on that. You look at your local media in your country, you notice that all around the world, everybody was marching or protesting, especially in France. Um, Canada finally ended a couple of labor disputes there. Um, but what did you hear from the United States? Nothing. And that's not by accident, that's done on purpose. But here's the double irony: the whole world celebrates May Day, and May Day's origin is in Chicago, Illinois, which is the United States. And that's the double irony. The whole world celebrates a holiday that its origin is the United States, which is the only world country that doesn't celebrate it. I can tell you why, too. Because you got to look at they called it a riot, but it wasn't a riot, it was a protest. It was a labor dispute in Chicago about childhood labor, reducing the working day from 12 hours to 8. It gives you something to think about or something to look up. But that's the May Day's origin. This is a celebration of the working class. But because of the during the Cold War, the intensity of the communism, being scared of communism, and being told about communism and what it is, but you weren't told the reality of what it is. You were just told what to believe about what it is. Because the anti-communism was so intense in the United States, we moved Labor May Day and moved it to Labor Day. It became Labor Day, September, the beginning of September. I think it's the first Monday in September is Labor Day. That's how Labor Day got formed. I mean, this is childish shit, but we live in it. We've been living in it shit. But God knows the United States, we can't celebrate working class people because the majority of people here act like shame millionaires, which they never were, nor will they ever be a millionaire. But they act like it. Unless you come up with an invention or hit the lottery, that's about your chances of that ever happening. But it's coming to a head. It's just going to take a long time for it to happen. How many people are going to have to be put out of their homes? How many more people are going to have to lose their good paying job? How many people are going to continue to go to college, like my daughter? She's getting into the medical field, but how many of them are going to go to college and end up eyeballs deep in debt when they get out and not have a job except to work for minimum wage at a Starbucks? Is that all we have to offer? What happened to the American dream? Where when I was a kid, you were told, and I was told, that we would live better than our parents. We went to school, we went to college, we did everything that we were supposed to do. We're going to live better than our parents. Am I living better than my parents? Almost. Almost. I think my dad, we lived better back when I was a kid. Close, but answer that question honestly to yourselves. Some of you may be able to say yes. There's a vast majority of Americans will say no. It's atrophy. And when you stop looking at yourself and look at the big picture, it has been atrophying for years, since 1980, when this all started. When The corporations in America said, we don't need the American worker. The companies that reached its maturity here in the United States abandoned it. And where did they abandon it to? To the countries that gave them all the reason to bring them. China, number one. A very well-educated class. Plus, there's 1.2 billion people that live there. That's 3 to 4 times larger than the United States population. That's a big market. A very well-disciplined working class and a cheap working class by comparison. Not only that, India, Brazil, yeah, they moved there. And if you got all the good paying jobs doing the same thing, sooner or later you're going to realize you just killed the goose that laid your golden eggs. But I got to mention to you about communism. It's a joke what people think communism is and don't even know what it is. No, it's not a form of government. It's an economic system is what it is. But keep this in mind if you're from the United States. The United States is in debt at the tune of, what, $2 trillion to what you would call communist China that bailed us out. Because if they haven't loaned us that money, we would be in big trouble. Because China needs us to continue paying off a debt and not default. But defaulting is a mathematical certainty. Whether it happens next month in June 1st or later on, are they going to kick the can down the road even further? The further we kick the can down the road, the worse it's going to be. But that's for people in the United States. If you're not from the United States, you really don't have too much to worry about except for us to drop bombs on you. But I came here just to say, hey, happy May Day, and give you a heads up on its origin. But it tells you how big of a silly people we are here in America. The whole world celebrates a holiday which origin is the United States, which is the only country that doesn't celebrate it. That ought to give you something to think about. Why should we celebrate the working class? We're all shamed millionaires. Yeah, right. You guys have a good day.